What's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. Man, I'm coming to you guys with blockchain, crypto, and data centers. Listen, there's so much going on in our economy. There's so much movement. I want you guys to be up to date and knowledgeable. I want you to be able to compete in the marketplace. And so, no other than our continued host that comes on our show often is going to be Bill Green of Lifting the Veil Academy. There's several people in the Classy Climb sphere who've gotten tech jobs. They tell you in the chat. They tell you how they've moved to new cities. They've done multiple things. And so we always are glad to bring on our guest, Bill Green. He is an extra guest today to help us in the blockchain conversation. Mr. Harris Levine, introduce yourself. Introduce your guest, please, Bill.
Okay, I am Bill. You can call me Sub, like Submarine. I'm a YouTuber, Subzero 3639 Live. That's my channel. It's my handle. But at any rate, I'm the founder of Lifting the Veil IT Academy. Been doing this about 7 years. Started last year bringing on new instructors, new people from different walks of life to teach different skill sets. And so I just wanted to come up here today to really try to. It's been about almost feels like 4 months since I think I hadn't been on here since May. So it's been a while, but we're here. And right now, I want to introduce a gentleman, Harris. Let me first say Harris is a wealth of knowledge. Um, Harris taught a 30-day blockchain course for, it was because I did an artificial intelligence slash blockchain course, and he finished off the blockchain piece in just 30 days. I was thoroughly impressed. I came in the last day and watched it, and I mean, these people were they had written all their own code. They created their own crypto, writing the smart contracts. They were doing other things. I don't even know how to word it, but he's very knowledgeable. He's very experienced in this space. It is hard to find people in this technology, which is good because specialization means you get paid. You get paid handsomely in this field. So, without further ado, I want to introduce Harris. Harris.
Hey, I'm Harris Levine. I've been an instructor with Lift the Veil Academy, like Bill mentioned. I also am a blockchain engineer. I've been in the blockchain field for over 8 years now. I've worked for tons of different startups on a variety of different projects. Um, and yeah, I've been a blockchain engineer developer for over 8 years. I have experience with a wide range of different companies. Some of those companies are in the modular blockchain field. Some of them are for decentralized currencies, stable coins. Um, and yeah, I have tons of experience with blockchain, both teaching, getting people jobs in the blockchain field, and so on.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, I think people don't understand the impact of technologies moving so fast. And so some people are kind of behind. They're like, what is blockchain? What is cryptocurrency? You know, why are these things important to us, Harrison? Why should we be leaning into learning more about them?
Yeah, so basically what blockchain is an immutable ledger. So it basically creates a closed system where people can't change the blockchain once it's in stone. So, for example, if you had a currency, you wouldn't want people to have be able to change the structure of the currency. So basically, if I sent you 10 Bitcoin, you wouldn't want somebody to change it into 20 Bitcoin or change it into 5. So the reason why a blockchain exists is so that we can have a closed system, and we can have a safe, immutable currency. So there's not only currency that you can build with the blockchain, you can also build programs on the blockchain as well. So people design social media on the blockchain. They design really any program that you would want to design in the blockchain to be in a closed system and have it exist without people interfering with it. you could design on the blockchain. So you can make an Instagram on the blockchain, you can make a Twitter.com on the blockchain, currencies, of course. You can make stores on the blockchain, where you can sell your goods and services. And really, the sky is the limit on what you could build on the blockchain.
Okay, I think I have two different mics picking me up, so sorry about that, you guys. Let me know if you can hear me now.
You still have the same static.
Okay. Let me see. Bill, go ahead and ask a few questions. I'm going to fix this audio.
Yeah. So, just from my understanding, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Harris, but from my understanding, the blockchain space is still in its infancy. But blockchain, I probably say, I'm dating myself, but right now, if we're talking about blockchain, it's like talking about Amazon back in 1995, right? A
Yeah, I
fledgling
would say
company.
that's true.
Yeah, like Amazon in 95, there was a couple of times they were on the chopping block. They were going to go the way of Toys R Us, right? And it was a couple of times in the early 2000s. I think when they did their IPO, they were like $5, something real low, right? Now Amazon is like it's hard to imagine your life without it. It is ubiquitous. It's everywhere, right? That's the same with blockchain. Blockchain is in its infancy. And so a lot of people at this point, it's just a novelty right now. For a lot of people, they don't understand that when you hear people talking about CBDCs and things like that, the whole financial system in the future will be like they talking about the Swift system. They're completely. And I heard that the BRICS are going to switch over to a XRP backed system. So everybody's about to really, you'll see it ramp up in the next 10 to 20 years where everything will be on the blockchain, where you'll be able to just about most transactions will be on the blockchain. That way you don't have to worry about a debit card, any of that. All that's gone. And it's just going to make things a lot easier. Tracking, you can see everything there, and you can still, there used to be something called dark coin. I think it switched its name and it became something else, but there used to be like complete anonymity where people don't necessarily know who you are and you could just make a transaction, but you don't know who it is. Different stuff. So there's still certain things, and there's still a tug of war going on between the libertarian portion of people that just want to be left alone and to do their own transactions versus the people, the government and the central banks wanting to basically control everything. It was, but even still, all this infrastructure is going to have to be built. Now, Harris, how good did I do on that?
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty accurate. So, like you said, a lot of different companies are building their own blockchain. You have Visa, MasterCard building their own blockchain. And it really is the next step in the progression of, I guess, digital currencies, you would say. So now we have credit cards that we all use on a daily basis and we rely on. But in the future, you can imagine it as a blockchain, or like you mentioned, a central bank digital currency, a CBDC. You can imagine the currencies that we use on a daily basis today in the future would all be on a blockchain. And there's lots of advantages to that. It's decentralized, so no single party controls the behavior of the currency. So that leaves it a lot more secure in comparison to a typical currency or credit card or something like that. There's no central point of attack. So it's a lot more secure of a currency. It can't be attacked or manipulated. And so that's one of the main advantages of having a digital currency such as on a blockchain.
Okay. I guess the first question I would like to ask along these lines is, why would I want to learn blockchain engineering? Like, what is that going to do for me?
To start, the blockchain field, it's a very high paying field. It's up there with AI and full stack development. The starting pay for a blockchain engineer is very high. So if you're looking for an engineering field that has very high pay and job security, blockchain is certainly one of those fields. It's growing on a daily basis. You see companies getting funded up in the tens of millions of dollars just in their seed round. So it's definitely a high paying field in the computer programming subset.
Okay. Okay. So ultimately, if we're redoing everything, if I'm trying to get my career off the ground, you would say that blockchain would be a good. So it seems like to me there aren't many colleges and universities that have gotten online with this yet.
That's a
Yeah.
good point. You really can't learn blockchain engineering anywhere besides an opportunity like Lift the Veil. There really isn't any chance in a university or school to learn blockchain engineering. They might teach you some basic computer programming, but they won't go into detail on blockchain engineering or any blockchain development of any sort.
So there's one question they're saying, what's the range of compensation? So what do you? I mean, I know in my
I
field 90,000 on up, but what's yours?
Yeah, I would say it would usually start in the mid six-figure range, so that could be anywhere from 150,000 and upwards. Of course, with more experience, the salary will raise, but I would say a 150K starting point is common in the blockchain industry.
Okay, so mid 100s. I've noticed that since inflation has gotten real bad over the last 3 years, everybody's jumped about $15, $20 on their hourly rate. Just in most jobs I see, like six figures is normal. That's not like it was the norm for my skill set anyway. But I mean, it's actually becoming more and more prevalent to see those, 120, 130. That's normal now. So
For sure.
um, let me ask you, why did you get into blockchain? Like what was the reason?
Yeah, for sure. So I was always interested in emerging technologies. When I was starting programming, I got really into virtual reality. I was also really interested in AI too. And so all of these emerging technologies stuck out to me as something that would be interesting to pursue. So as I got into AI and virtual reality, I decided to check out blockchain, and I like align myself with a lot of the values that blockchain and cryptocurrencies represented. Um, so that's when I really started to get interested, and I started to teach myself a lot of these concepts. And I found that once I started to work, it was something that really challenged me and interested me on a basic level. Yeah, it really aligned with like my skill set and what I enjoyed doing programming wise. And so it was a perfect fit for me.
Okay, okay. So let me ask you this. You've been doing this for a while, but like students that come through the course, like I see somebody saying what experience level you need. I'm gonna kind of throw in there a little bit on that. For us, the reason I created Lifting the Veil was for people like yourself that lack experience, that don't have the skills. They don't want to go to college and take 2, 3 years of math before they ever learn how to push one key on the keyboard. And now they're $70,000 in debt. And companies are getting away from it. And particularly when you're talking about blockchain, it's almost like, what's the word? It's like the gold rush of 1849, and you getting there at 1849, so you're there early. You're at the ground floor. The barriers of entry at the ground floor for a new skill set that's in demand are much lower than they would be if, say, we're talking about a job like cybersecurity where they would expect you to have something to bring to the table. So there's certain ways you do it. But I remember we talked the first time I talked to you, we talked for a little bit, and you mentioned about there's so many different avenues where you can gain experience and buffer up that resume. Could you expound on that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So first off, the way that I run my courses is so that if you have little to no experience, even with programming in general, you can jump in and learn quickly and not be scared off or not have like feel like you're missing some skill sets. So really, you could be a brand new beginner and jump into the courses, and I'll teach you everything from basic programming to advanced blockchain concepts. So that even if you're a brand new beginner, you can jump in and feel right at home, learning these concepts and be able to learn along with everybody else in the course. To answer your question, there's a lot of different ways that you can improve upon your skills. There is, like I said, basic programming concepts in the course that I'll be running. We'll be using GitHub, and so I'll teach you how everything that's involved with GitHub, how to clone repos, how to commit to repos, which is a basic skill that applies to programming jobs all over. I'll be teaching basic front-end development, which is applicable to plenty of companies and different projects that you might work for. We'll be doing, of course, blockchain concepts, which will apply to any blockchain company or project. And we'll also be doing testing. So testing applies to any programming you might do in general, but we'll be doing testing specific to the blockchain. So you can beef up your testing knowledge. And yeah.
Okay. Well, that's impressive. So when you say front end development, are you can you go in on that? Like when you say that, what specific you said?
Yeah,
basic.
for sure. So something that I like to do in my courses is we have something called a capstone project, and that's basically like a real world use case and project that we'll be working on in class that can use the skills that we'll be learning for you to build an actual project. So it's really helpful for students to be working on a capstone project because you're using your skill set to build something that will actually it'll be something that you can display on your resume, something that you can look back on in the future and say, I built this and it has a real use case. It does this, that, and the third. And part of that would be front end development. So not only will we be designing smart contracts, we'll also be designing a website that corresponds to our contracts and works hand in hand with our contracts. So, for example, if you built like an online store on the blockchain, you could build a front end website that would represent your online store, and then it would also connect to your blockchain contracts so that it uses the functions that are created within the blockchain.
Oh, that's impressive. Guys, let me tell y'all something. This has nothing. I know y'all like, well, of course you would say that. He came in 30 days. And I was when I did come to class, I went like the first one, maybe one more class, then that was it. By the time the end of the class was there, I came the last class just to see their presentations. I was flabbergasted. I mean, listen, I'm gonna tell you like this now. He's a fire hydrant. Okay, so I had to tell him, look, man, slow down, because he was hitting them with it. And so I think by the end of the class, he had gotten a lot smoother. And that's why the people were able to pick up so much. And I was like, man, if you could do this in a month, my God, what could you do in 5 to 6 months? And so I really honestly believe the more time you get, I have a ministry background. We talked about Jesus and the disciples. He said, it's life on life discipleship. I used to work with Campus Outreach out of Briarwood in Birmingham. And I remember they talked about, there was a book called Disciples Are Made, Not Born. That's the concept we have at Lifting the Veil, where it's basically life on life. You need experience. You need to get around somebody like him and pick his brain. And you can't do that in a 4-hour lecture in a month, 4 hours, 4 hours every Saturday. No, you need a consistent time. You need to be working on projects. You need to be studying. We require, now let me show y'all something. So let me go here. I'm gonna go inside my data analytics class real quick. So one thing I do now, you guys don't see it. Hold on.
Hold on, let me look.
I'll do it. I just put it over here. So This the thing. This the Facebook group. So what you guys see right here are
You see the comment. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What you see right here are note cards. So at the end of every class now, I give you note cards. Let me show you. So this is a note card right here. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to have to change the window again, but it's okay. Give me 1 second. So we give you the note cards now. And so at the end of class, you don't necessarily, when you come to class, what we require of you guys is to take, you don't have to sit and write stuff down anymore because I give you note cards. So you got the note cards. You're going to study anyway. And a big part of studying is what? Creating note cards so you can really put this stuff in your head so that when someone asks you, you can just run it off the top of your head. So if you come to class and you pay attention and then you go and do these note cards, you know, you can take them and cut them out, or if you want, just fold this page in half. And I give you, you know, every class you get like 16 different note cards, sometimes 24, depending on how heavy we got in the class, right? But right now we're going through SSRS, and I'm giving them data sources, all these different things. I show them how to do it. We walk through the process. I do this for every class. That way you are covered. You understand every concept thoroughly. And the reason this helps you guys is because when you're going out here looking for a job, and you go in front of these companies and these people try to drill you. Like if you went in front of an interview in front of Harris, you will need to have been around a guy like Harris to understand, because he knows in blockchain. See, I could tell you as a database developer, hey, when you go on an interview, this is what they're going to ask you. I give you the note cards literally because I know what they're going to say. He knows. He's been doing this 8 years, so he knows this is what they're going to say. This is what they're going to ask you. And I don't know, I'm not a blockchain guy, but it sounded pretty impressive to me that he said you're just going to build a front-end website that interacts with the blockchain on the back end. I think that's pretty impressive. I think a lot of employers will find reasons to say, hey, this is the type of person we can bring on our team. And so I just think that this is an opportunity. And a lot of times as African Americans, we get left behind because we think, like I was talking to this young gentleman, last year, he was telling me that he felt like it takes so much math and to do stuff. I'm like, no, I've been doing this for 15, 16 years. You don't need math. You don't need all this stuff. What you need is someone to guide you through and say, this is what employers want to know. That's going to get you the money. My thing is get to the bag. I always tell my students, I don't even like IT. I like doing this. This is fun. I enjoy doing this. You guys can probably tell that. But sitting up code, I don't even like it, but I do it. You know why? Because I can make, $2,500 a week, on the low end. I've been doing this 15 years, so that's what I'm saying. You guys can make that kind of money, put yourself in a better situation with time and consistency. But you need somebody that can help you. And we're going to give you note cards, which this is the first thing. This is new. I just started doing this last month. And so all my instructors at the end of class, we do this. It's not that hard to do. We do that, copy and paste it. It takes about 5 minutes. We copy and paste the answers over there, and boom, we put it in the Facebook group. Now you got a list. If you going back over here, I've been creating lists of stuff, and I went back. They told me they wanted me to do SQL, so I decided to, go ahead and do SQL for them. Now, SQL, we did that first, but let me show you real quick. Because one of the things I'm sure you guys are probably thinking is, man, this sounds fine and dandy, but how am I going to learn? Am I going to really be able to grasp the concepts? So I gave you 42 sheets, 42 times 4, whatever that is, right? So you got 160, and then you got another one over there with about another, I don't know, maybe another 70 or whatever. So you got about 250 note cards for SQL. Then I did SSIS the same way. And the reason I did that was so that you guys could really get deep in the weeds with this stuff. And this is better than what I used to give my students. I used to give my students like 2 sheets, 3 sheets of questions. No, we don't do that no more. And so I want you guys to really understand this is a golden opportunity because he's going to put you in a position. Like I said, he's a fire hydrant of information. And so when you guys come in, and like I said, I called him after the second class, people was calling me, man, he knows so much, but I can't, I don't know I don't get it. So I called him. I said, look, slow down a little bit. And those students called me back a week later. It's like, man, he's doing good now, so he's got it now. So when you guys get in, he's going to start with what is a blockchain, just like I start with what is a database, what is a relational database management system, what are primary keys and foreign keys. Those are the things I talk about at the beginning of my class. That's what he's going to talk about. What's a blockchain? You probably, how did Bitcoin come about? Satoshi, what's that guy?
Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yeah, which mysteriously nobody has ever seen him, but that guy, right? And what is a Satoshi, right? Which is like a small delineation of a Bitcoin, all that different stuff. Y'all getting all that different types of stuff. So go ahead. If you got anything, go ahead, man.
Yeah, for sure. So, like Bill was mentioning, our main goal is to get you a job in the blockchain field as a student of this course. And by the end of the course, you'll feel confident in interviewing for jobs in the field. I'll give you interview skills, and you'll be skilled at asking questions and the dialogue back and forth. And once again, just with the capstone project, you'll be able to make your own blockchain project. And this is something that you can demonstrate on your resume and show off to potential employers that this is my skill set. This is what I'm able to build. This is what I know. I'm able to build these types of projects that you guys are working on. And so I would be a great employee at your company. It should be really easy for you guys to interview and land roles after this course, because you'll have all the skills at your disposal through the knowledge that you'll gain from the course. So like I said, like Bill mentioned, we'll start with basic concepts. Just what is a blockchain? What is cryptography? What are all these basic concepts in the fintech field? We'll be going all through like the concepts and theory of a blockchain and cryptocurrency and why is it important. And then furthermore, we'll actually get to real skills. So the Solidity programming language, how do I design smart contracts on the blockchain? And you'll be able to basically, like I said, the capstone project. So you'll be able to build you'll be able to choose what you build first off. So if you have a particular interest, say you want to build an online store on a blockchain, you'll be able to build that from the ground up and have that to demonstrate on your resume. So you'll learn everything from contract development to testing your smart contracts to building a front end for your contracts. And so on. So you'll have all the skills at your disposal to land a job in the blockchain field by the end of this course, and you'll be able to communicate with an expert all the way through. So if you have a question about what should my resume look like, or what questions should I ask in a blockchain interview, we'll give you all the skills that you need in order to facilitate that. And I think by the end of the course, you'll be an expert in the blockchain field in your own right. So that, you'll be able to land these roles. You'll be able to know what to look for in a particular job opportunity. And you'll be able to build blockchain systems from zero knowledge to become an expert level blockchain developer. So basically, anything you might want to learn within the blockchain field, you'll be able to learn through this course, and you'll develop strong skill set of fundamentals and intermediate level knowledge to demonstrate to potential employers in the blockchain field.
Okay, so let me ask you this, and I know this is gonna sound crazy. What did you teach them for those 30 days? Because I was impressed. I thought it was impressive, but what was it? Like, I know it was. I know you
for sure.
Smart. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's quite fine. What we started on was just first off, what is a blockchain and what is cryptography? So we taught them all about those concepts from a basic level to a more advanced level understanding of what those things are. Then I taught them about Bitcoin and Ethereum, what the differences are between these two cryptocurrencies and why they are important. I taught them about hashes. Um, I taught them about smart contracts and the Solidity programming language. So Solidity is a smart contract programming language. I taught them about smart contracts and what they are, and why they are important. We went all through, and then we went all through the Solidity programming language. So I taught them the basics of Solidity, what's important for you to know about that, how to write your first smart contract, your Hello World smart contract. And then we went into more advanced use cases towards here are some example smart contracts that you would want to write and the purpose of them. We talked about different token standards. So we talked about fungible tokens, which is like a fungible currency would be like a US dollar. And then we talked about non-fungible tokens, which are like NFTs. So we talked about like art on the blockchain and different collectibles on the blockchain. Um, we talked about other token standards as well. And then we started working on our final capstone project, which each student was tasked to pick a project in the blockchain field. So that could be anything from a voting application, a secure voting application, towards to an online store, to there is so many different projects that people decided to work on, but everybody got to choose their own project. What was it that they were working on? And then for several weeks, we went through and helped people with their project. How could they make it better? What are some things they could work on? And yeah, towards the that was getting towards the end of the course. So once we got to that point, the final week of class was just everybody demonstrating what their project was and what they worked on during these few weeks, and we gave feedback on the projects, and so on.
And that was 30 days, guys. That was 30 days. I was like, man, that's a lot, bro. I mean, and what was funny was he wasn't talking. I mean, he just sat there. They were talking about it. They was naming. They were competent. They knew what they did. I had a lot of people calling me, when we gonna do the next one? And so I wasn't able. I had some things come up. I wasn't able to really get this class until just now. But I'm just telling you guys, I'm excited to see what you guys are gonna know after 5-6 months. We got a couple of questions too.
Sure.
One question is, do you use Foundry as for your Solidity environment?
Yes, I was gonna mention part of our class will be introducing what Foundry is and how to use Foundry. So we'll be using Foundry is the development environment that we will be using primarily during our course. We'll be doing testing within Foundry. We'll be doing basic Foundry commands, and we'll be introducing a few other development frameworks in the course as well. But Foundry is the one that we'll rely upon and we'll be learning the most about.
Okay. And another question right above that: do you teach how to host your own AI locally in your home? I mean, I don't know. Is that something you familiar with?
I am familiar with hosting in general. So what we can do is once we get to the point where we'll be, if your project requires that you host it, let's just say if you're building an online store and we get to the part in the capstone project where you want everybody to view it, so you want like any given person to be able to go to a website and view your project, we can work on hosting either with AWS or DigitalOcean or any hosting environment. I'll teach you how to host your project so that people will be able to view it if you want to show it off to a potential employer or a friend or something like that. We can work on hosting your project as well, so you can do so.
Oh, okay. Okay. So what specs do I need for the core? I guess they talking about Mac specs. They're using a Mac.
Yeah, if you're using a Mac, I use a very old computer. My computer is at least like 5, 6 years old. I would say you don't really need any particular specs in order to join in on the course. There's nothing that would require you to have like a really strong computer or anything of that sort. So I would say if you're able to do basic things on your computer, like basic coding and web searching and things like that, you shouldn't need that much like RAM or any space on your computer. And you shouldn't really need any yeah, you shouldn't need a strong computer. You should basically, if you have a laptop, it will work with this course. There's
So there's
nothing.
not going to be any like install, because I try to do SQL Server sometime and it is a pain trying to
There's
get
some
SQL Server.
installs, but I wouldn't necessarily worry that your computer's not able to do them. I work with people who have very old computers as well, and the installs usually aren't a problem. Something else to mention too is that if your computer is having issues with the installation of uh, certain packages or something, there is like a workaround where we can use GitHub's hosting to like step over those issues. So I would say if you're able to use GitHub on your computer, that should be the only thing that you really need. And we'll be able to work around any installation issues that you may have.
Let me ask you this. Why would I want to learn blockchain for the future? Like what? Like, okay, yeah, I can learn it. I might can get a job. Let's say next year I can get a job, right? But let's even besides that, right? Like, why would I want to get into blockchain looking out for the, foreseeable 20, 10, 15 years into the future? How's it going to benefit me?
Sure. So blockchain and decentralized technologies in general are trending. And if you want to future proof your projects and the technology that you work with, you really want to beef up your blockchain knowledge just so you are able to hang with companies of the future. Earlier, you mentioned Amazon as like a big, as sort of like an analogy. And blockchain is going to exist like Amazon in the future. It's going to be ubiquitous. It's going to be everywhere. And so if you want to basically like hang in the technology field, you need to learn blockchain just so you sustain yourself with all of the other companies in general.
Okay. So let me ask you this. What's your teaching style? Like, what do you, I guess, because let's say I come in your class, I have no experience, I'm intimidated. I barely know how to open a computer and turn it on, right?
Sure.
How would you work with someone like me who doesn't have any experience, doesn't know anything, and you got to explain when you say fungible? I don't even know what that means. So explain, like, how would you deal with a person like that?
Sure. So I encourage everybody in the class to ask plenty of questions just to make sure that we're all on the same level of understanding. And another thing I do is just I stop the curriculum every so often just to test people on their knowledge. So I'll pick a random student in the audience and I'll ask them a question that quizzes them on something that I just spoke about in the last chunk of time. So I'll make sure that people are able to absorb the amount of information that I'm putting forth to them by like constantly quizzing them on things that we're asking about. Like I said, I encourage people to ask any and all questions throughout the course. And I have been switching up my teaching style to go very slowly, and introduce concepts at a very slow pace, just so that everybody is able to follow, even if you are brand new to the field. So I would say those couple things, just constantly quizzing the students on things that we're talking about, teaching at a very slow pace that allows everybody to absorb the knowledge equally, and then encouraging the students to ask questions at any point.
Okay. Okay. So you do like call on people. Because I find when I teach a lot of times, I tell people, hey guys, ask questions, and they'll just sit there. Ask
Exactly.
questions. And then I go through. So, all right, guys, it's time. And then I don't know how to, I didn't, Like, why didn't you tell me? And so I'm gonna tell you guys right now, in this class, in this course,
Ask questions.
exactly. Ask questions. Don't feel as though it's a dumb question. I'm gonna slow everybody down. Everybody's asking intelligent questions, and when I ask this question, I'm gonna no, because what happens is somebody may know one piece, but they don't know the rest of it, and you trying to figure out that one piece that they don't know, and so you speak like, oh, I thought I was wrong. And another thing, we all are coming into this as individuals with no skills. We have none. So there's nobody's going to laugh at you. Nobody's going to ridicule you. I've never had that happen, right? People come in here to learn. This is a learning environment. You're going to make relationships with other people. You can also, another thing I hadn't told you guys, when you sign up for the course, right, you have access to any class we offer. So, for example, let's say we do blockchain next month, you'll come here and scroll down on the blockchain schedule, click on it. You say, okay, so that class is on Mondays and Wednesdays at 8 o'clock Eastern and Saturday mornings at 10:30 Eastern. Okay. And then you click on the other class and it's Tuesday and Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern. So you could take both of them. Or you might say, well, I'm almost finished with this class. Let me go take this other one. I'm going to go bounce over to database administration, or I'm in the inner workings right now trying to put that Salesforce AI thing together. So I've been talking to a couple of people, but we'll see. But the thing is, whatever we offer, you guys, if you sign up, you don't have to go and sign up. I used to have it where you had to sign up for every class separate. It's not like that anymore. You subscribe, one flat rate, that's it. Now the first month, if you come in, let me click this right here. This is the monthly access fee. This is how much it costs a month, $297. But if you come here and it says enter coupon code on the right. If you type SUB and apply, it takes off half price off the first month. So your first month is only $148.
Slow down, Sub. Say it one more time because they're going to ask again. Tell them one more time.
Okay, so I'm going to put it in the chat. It's called Sub. This is the discount to get the first month half off. That's it right there. Can you click on that? What I put in there? So that
okay, bye.
So if you type that over here on coupon, let me remove the coupon code. So now it says $297 a month. If you type SUB over here and apply, that basically takes off half price of the first month. So it's $148 the first month, man. If you look, just come in. You saw what he was able to teach in 30 days. I don't want you to sign up for no 30 days because you want to get to where you competent and you know what you're doing. That's what you want to get to. You don't want to just come in here in 30 days and be like, well, I learned this, I learned that. I think I'm gonna start looking for a job. That never works for nobody. Well, I ain't gonna lie, it worked for 2 students, but it wasn't for this class. It was for my class. But I'm gonna tell you like this: the best thing to do, come in, sign up, take the class. You get to the end, you got some financial things to talk. Give us a call before you unsubscribe. Because the objective is for you to get out there and get a job. Now, let's say you want to pay for the whole course up front. You don't want a monthly subscription. That's this right here. That's the middle one for 6-month membership. Now, remember, like I said, any membership gets you access to any class. When you come here, you enter just the number 6. And instead of being $13.97, that takes off $297. Now it's $1,100 flat. So that's under $200 a month. So the price drops significantly. That's almost $100 off per month if you sign up this way. If you say, okay, well, I don't want to do that. I want to sign up for 14 months because I want to take everything. So what we do is we have a 14-month. What that does is that allows everybody to be able to go out and take whatever class you want to take for 14 months. If you get to the end of the 6-month or the 4-month, and let's say you signed up 6 months, you take this class, and then there's another class in 2 months that starts. So by the time your 6 months is over, you a month or 2 off. Just call me. My phone number's in the upper right-hand corner right here. Well, on the home page, you'll see my personal phone number. Just call me. Hey, sir, my subscription running out. If I go in there and see you sign up for a 6-month subscription, I add the time in there for you, especially if you're in the middle of a course, right? But the thing is, I just need you to, let me know. 14 months, that gives you access to any course. Like all of them give you access to any course. But for the annual membership, if I select that one, the coupon code to get a significant amount off this is the word annual itself. And that takes off almost $700. So what that does is that takes it down. Now you're under $140 a month, something like that. So the longer you sign up, the cheaper it gets, obviously. But the normal price is just $297. So I made it affordable. When I signed up, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I can ask Harris this. Harris, usually when you're talking about taking a course that with a skill set that pays $150,000, I don't care what the technology, it could be Salesforce or whatever. Anything paying $150,000, 110, whatever. How many thousands of dollars is it?
Oh, tens of thousands. They'll likely what they'll do is take a percentage of the income that you'll earn at your job. So if you're earning 150,000, they're gonna be making way more than 10,000 off you, more like 20 or even more than that.
And I know a lot of people at first when I was broke and trying to get into IT, I would have took that deal. I'd have been so happy because I just wanted a job. But you know what? I'd have rather had it been where, because I had to pay $15,000 to get the skills that I had, right? But I would have rather somebody say, hey, man, give us, $10 a day. Go cut grass or go wash cars or whatever, get any type of little part-time job, waiting on tables. You can pay that. That's $75 a week, right? And had they told me that, I would have been excited because I would have known after 6 months, I would have been able to get out there and get what I got to get. And that's the thing, man. And another thing, too, once you unsubscribe from the course, you still going to be in the Facebook group. And when you're in the Facebook group, what that allows you or what that affords you is the access to us. So you can tag us, you can call us, you'll have access to any type of websites. Hey, guys, we got this interview coming up. I went out there last year and met up with Erica, and I was at Afrotech. And in the I went live in the Facebook groups. When you see me go live, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, when you see me go live, you might want to pay attention. Like I've went live in it was a job. Nobody lived in Atlanta. The students, I guess they went, but I was like, look, man, I'm going to hand somebody off to this job. I actually did. I got 2 students interviews. I don't know if they got the job I know they did get interviews, but they made the offer to me. I said, look, guys, I know what they're going to ask me. I already passed the interview and they made the job offer. I could only take one of them. So I'll hand them off. Or there was one time where we had an instructor. I didn't think the course went like I wanted, so I retaught the whole course for free. You didn't even have to subscribe. All you had to do was just give me your name and email, and once I saw you were a student, I would just resubscribe you for 4 or 5 months till the class was over for free. Didn't charge a dime. I'm not a selfish guy, man. I try to be very affordable. People tell me I got a small mind. Oh, you thinking small. You need to be charging $4,000, $3,000. Have people go get a personal loan. No. I want it affordable, especially in this economy. Especially in this economy. Yes, I'm a Trumper, but I'm gonna tell you this.
Well, also so many people, they're looking for a new skill. They've been looking, now they know they need a new skill. As the economy shifts and changes, those easy part-time jobs, they're not available. So what do you guys need? You need to elevate your skills. And this is the time to do it.
That's it. And I'm gonna say this too. I think Harris was a godsend. The reason I'm gonna say that, I like instructors that are really artists with this. I mean, really just into their skill. And you can tell by listening. I know I've been doing IT for X years, 16 years. I know when somebody knows what they're talking about. I can tell. Right? I don't know his technology, but I knew from talking to him, and I've invested in some blockchain. Invested in some XRP and some XDC. What are those ISO 2022 tokens, whatever they call them. So I was invested in those, and so I knew just from listening to him, I said, okay, he knows what he's talking about. And I wasn't wrong. And so plus his resume was impressive. Guys, you need somebody, because I asked him, one of the questions I asked him when I interviewed him, I was like, how are you going to help them get jobs? And he gave me a substantive, tangible answer. Well, it's, the way he didn't say so, because I'm going to say something about certifications. They help. They do. Right? But the certifications are pretty much set up for you guys to just get your foot in the door. But oftentimes companies are unfair. It's unfair, but companies don't listen to people like that. They don't talk to people like that. You need to be in a situation where you've been able to prove yourself in a way to where people can, say, okay, I feel like they know what they're talking about. They really talked from a matter of fact, experienced way, like it was really hands-on. And so I'm going to give them a shot. And that's it. And I think that's what you'll get because there's not that many people with the skill set. Like, it was hard for me to find Harris. Like, it was not, when I put out to try to find somebody, if I say I'm looking for cybersecurity, I get 100 and some people. I didn't get that many people. Harris came, I was like, man, he answered the phone, we talked. But most of the time when I'm looking for instructors, it's depending on the skill set, I'll get I was looking for DBA, I got a lot of DBAs. But when it came time for me to find somebody for blockchain, it's not that easy. And when you see it, it's mostly people that don't have any experience, but they want to get in blockchain. That's who was sending me their resume. So I'm just telling you, you would really shine if you take his course, do what he says, follow directions. That's key. And then get out. Your resume is going to look real good. So can you speak for that for a second? Like, how would you help them? Like, what specifically could you put on their resumes?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the main thing that we would be putting on the resume would be their capstone project. And this is a project that companies will be able to view themselves, and they'll be able to see your expertise just by looking at your project. The capstone project is really important for that reason, not only to work on the skills that you've been developing in the course, but also to display those skills to any potential employers. And this is like a full stack application that they'll be developing and working on, and that's the number one thing that employers are looking for. They want candidates to have full stack blockchain experience and be able to do the whole gambit from every aspect of the project. They want to look at that. And so once we get towards the end of the course with the capstone project, they'll be able to look themselves, potential employers, and see your experience and your skill level on these type of things. They'll be able to see firsthand the skills that you have been working on.
Okay. I guess the main thing, like I said, guys, I just wanted to convey to you guys that, lifting the veil, I started this class to help people like myself, because I thought it was just almost ungodly to have to give up an arm and a leg or your firstborn to be able to get into this arena. It doesn't take all that. And I saw books, I saw YouTube videos for 8-hour YouTube videos. I'm like, I'm not finna sit up here and watch an 8-hour YouTube video. Or even if you could, like, the guy's accent, it's no knock. Sometimes I might wind up getting an instructor that's from India. But a lot of times the accent it's so thick, a lot of times you don't understand what they're saying. Or one of the other problems you'll run into is they'll give you the actual knowledge itself, but they won't give you the other soft skills that you need to go into these environments, sit these people in the face, and talk to them about why and what to say. Like, we do stuff like record interviews so you guys can say, okay, you messed up on this interview. You probably shouldn't have said this because that made you sound like a junior developer. And we don't want that. So next time, say it this way. That's the difference maker. You need feedback. You need people that are going to look out for you. My number is on this website. Let me show you. This is my personal number right here in the upper right-hand corner. 678-627-2796. That's my cell phone number. That phone's sitting right here. If you want to call me, give me a call, or you can just book a consultation right here. It says book consultation, and then just click it right here and click my schedule, and I'll give you a call. Now, sometimes it doesn't alert me. I'm just going to tell you, sometimes when you click this, it does not alert me. Then sometimes it does. I've done all time. I've called tech support. I don't know why it doesn't do it. But anyway, I usually got these slots open. You guys can call me and we'll get it popping. So give me a call and we'll start getting we can get a consultation scheduled and get you guys out here and start looking for jobs in about 6 months. So is there going to be any downtime after they take the course, or are they going to be job ready to look for a job after you finish, Harris, in 6 months?
So the only thing that there may be downtime for is some of the soft skills of interviewing, like interviewing itself, creating a resume, and things like that. I'm not going to be going over those type of things in the course, so that might be something that you need to work on following the course. But as far as the skills you need to be a blockchain developer, you should be ready by the time the course is over. Like I said, you might need some time to work on your interviewing skills and your resume and things like that, but everything else will be encapsulated in the 6-month course.
Have companies ever paid you in crypto?
They have before, yes. Sometimes it's like a hybrid. They'll give you half USD, half crypto, but I have had companies give me full crypto salaries as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure if they're paying you in crypto for the inconvenience, they got to pay you more. I'm sure it's a lot higher.
Exactly. They'll give you more money if you accept just crypto. And they really leave it up to you. They'll be like, what are you looking for? Would you rather have like dollars, or would you accept some in crypto? And yeah, they'll likely give you more if you accept like a full crypto salary.
Oh, wow. Because it's their own currency?
Sometimes it's their own currency. Sometimes it's like a stable coin. It'll be like a US dollar coin or something like that. It all depends on the company.
Okay.
He's out here living in 2035.
So what are you at the end? I guess we got a couple of minutes. What's your thoughts on XRP becoming the world reserve currency?
I mean, I'm big on cryptocurrencies being brought into the fold of the whole other system. So I think it's good news whenever any currency is brought into the limelight as part of like the world's currencies that people are using. I think that just brings us a step closer for us to be using cryptocurrency on a more basic level. I'm not huge on like Ripple as a cryptocurrency in its own right, but I think any cryptocurrency being brought into the limelight like that is good news for the crypto community as a whole.
Okay. Well, Erica, I know your mic still got a lot of static in it, but
It's still staticky right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. We just having that kind of technical difficulties thing.
Yeah, that's it, guys. Like I said, if y'all want to call me or anything, my phone number is on the homepage right here. That's my phone number, and I'll talk. I answer the phone. People call and be like, "Man, I can't believe you really answered." Like I said, I was going to answer the phone. So, we do different skill sets. We don't just focus on one. I haven't done DevOps yet, but we've done just about all these: data analytics, data science, Salesforce solutions architect, Salesforce administration, Oracle financials. This is my course, right? SQL Server, database development, business intelligence. So I've done most everything on here. I don't know why my website does it. It blinks when I scroll. But anyway, so when you go on the website, you're not going to see everything. We will have your syllabus when you start the class. We didn't have the syllabus here today as far as exactly what's going to be covered. I guess you could, if in the last round of words, I guess, Harris, if you could just tell me what specifically, if you could just say, what will they be learning?
Yeah, for sure. So they'll be learning about blockchain and cryptography. They'll be learning about Bitcoin and Ethereum. They'll be learning about the Solidity programming language and how to write code in Solidity. They'll be learning about ERC20 tokens, ERC721 tokens, and a bunch of other different token standards. They'll also be learning about the Foundry development framework and how to use that. They'll be learning about testing cryptocurrencies. And as a whole, they'll be learning on how to build a full stack blockchain application and the hosting of that application.
Okay. Okay. All right, guys. So we start next Monday. Nobody asked, but well, actually they did. We start Monday, the 30th, at 8:00 Eastern. So Monday the 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll be starting our class. The class is recorded. We record everything. So let me show y'all real quick. So if you miss a class, let's say, oh man, I got a shift. They called me into work. You just come here and click this. Well, you won't see this. Let me come over here and take it to you right quick. Ah, my bad. Sorry, Erica. I closed it by mistake. There you go. So this is all the classes that we did. So anything I talk about, if you miss it, is right here. So you won't be left out, right? If we do stuff, sometimes class is short, sometimes it's 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I don't go 3 hours, but I do try to do 2 hours if I have to. That's usually the time frame. I usually do about 1.5 hours, but sometimes like this day we went pretty long. The other day we had a guest talking about how to procure government contracts. She came in and she sat there and she talked to the class last night for a little over 1.5 hours, just talking about how to get government contracts, what you have to do. She sets everything up for you, all that. She told us what to do. She's gonna have a live call on the 19th, and they're gonna basically, when you get done, you'll have your certification for government contract, all that different stuff. She's gonna show you all that. So that's the stuff that we talk about. So we have that. So I want to make sure that you guys are able to get a full access and not just some, part of something where you're looking and it's just like, well, I got this piece, but I have to figure out the rest. No, we try to walk with you through your whole entire journey, from training to job to, okay, I got a meeting coming up, man, and they got me doing this, man. I don't know what to do. What do I say? Give me a call. We'll walk through that. I've done all types of stuff. Pray with people. I do it all. So that's why I wear all the hats. Anything else, Erica? Okay, so she said, thank you so much for the information. Class Subzero, we will be emailing. Okay. Thank you. I will finally earn something I've been trying to do. Whoa, you've been trying to do this for a year? Well, you're gonna love Harris, because he's a wealth of knowledge. So anyway, God bless, guys. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all later.
Sorry, everybody, for the technical difficulties. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much, Sub, and thank you so much, Harris Levine, for joining us today.
All right.
Sure, my pleasure. Looking forward to teaching all of you guys. Hope to see you in class.
All right, you guys.
Bye.